Horowitz, the #1 offense in the country against the #5 offense. Both teams with just one loss. Hey, how are you, folks? Jason Horowitz, glad to be with you on the Toyota College Football Preview. May actually be the most exciting football played all weekend. 22nd ranked Texas Tech on the road at #15 Missouri. And for more on the Big 12 battle, we bring in Spencer Tillman from Houston, as we do every week. And Spence, Missouri showed a lot of grit and confidence in that game at Oklahoma. They actually had the lead going into the fourth quarter. Texas Tech, on the other hand, coming off a dominating performance at A&M. But in the game between the two last year, Missouri held Tech to just 21 points. Why is that different this year with Tech's offense?
Well, I'm not so sure that it's different. I mean, the Tech offense under Mike Leach is going to be prolific no matter who he has there. It's more of a product of the system that he employs. But I think the difference this year will be the fact that Missouri can control the ball because they're so diverse at mission-critical positions. We know about Chase Daniels, their quarterback, but they've got a couple of tight ends that are studs as well. And ultimately, what that produces is a balanced attack, which is going to keep that prolific offense off the football field. So I think that's what makes a difference, at least this year.
Well, let's talk about how they do that, because Missouri did not have Tony Temple, their star running back, in that game against Oklahoma. He's probable for this weekend. As of Wednesday afternoon when we're shooting this, he is probable, expected to go. How does that affect this game as far as how they can control the football?
Well, you got your two tight ends, Rucker and Kaufman. They're outstanding. You're going to stretch the field from that standpoint because anytime you're playing a cover two concept, the weakest part of the field is in the middle. And if you've got two tight ends that can exploit that, that's pretty powerful. So you got to keep the safeties back. That means you have fewer men around the line of scrimmage. That means the running quarterback, Chase Daniels, comes into play, and he is a threat big time. Not only can he run the football, but he has an accurate arm. So he's like fifth in the nation in terms of total offense from the quarterback position. So when you combine all those things together, you've got a major, major offensive weapon on your hands. So, again, as prolific as Texas Tech may be offensively, Missouri is not too shabby.
No, not at all. You said it, 376 yards of total offense for Chase Daniel all by himself every single week. But Texas Tech has got the mad scientist and Mike Leach, and he is he's developed something pretty interesting in his lab this year with a freshman that I know you've been talking about for a couple weeks. Tell people what they need to know about Michael Crabtree.
Well, great question. You know what he is, Jason? He's like Andre Rison, but with a good attitude. That's what he's like. He's a guy 6 foot, around 6'1", maybe. I'm pushing a little bit, 195. Doesn't have great speed, but functional speed, runs excellent routes. But here's the numbers. The proof is in the numbers. 11 receptions he's averaging per game, 178 yards per contest. That's leading the nation. Now, he's on pace right now to eclipse one of my old former teammates and roommates, Jerry Rice, the San Francisco 49ers, Mississippi Valley State. This kid is putting up some outstanding numbers, and no one in the nation knows about it except us here in Texas. Well, we're going to change that on the show this weekend. But look out for Michael Crabtree because, again, he is a big-time player at the receiver spot.
And it's really his first chance to be put on the spotlight. But he has to be on the field. And the way that Texas Tech lost to Oklahoma State was by giving up 366 yards rushing. And that is what Missouri can certainly do. They can run the football, especially with Gary Pinkel. We'll see if that happens. Spence, do you like Missouri to be the offense to win this shootout?
Well, I like Missouri. I really do because of what they did against Oklahoma. And, again, I'm kind of changing my step and my position based on what we talked about before. But I think the fact that they can control the clock, keeping, again, Texas Tech off the football field is going to give them their best chance to succeed. Maybe a little bit of a hangover because of the loss to Oklahoma, but I think that's going to serve as motivation because you look back historically, they've got a little chip on their shoulder. They finished 2-5 in the back half of last season, and it's becoming a habit. 11-24 over the last 5 years in the back half of the season. So Missouri needs to change that right now.
Yeah, and if they can change it starting this weekend with a win, you may see them in the Big 12 championship game coming up on December 1st. Spence, we will see you on Saturday, and we'll get all revved up for Michael Crabtree.
All right, my man.
Folks, the two teams have met twice ever in Columbia. That's it. The Tigers, though, have outgunned the Red Raiders 96-38 in those two games. It should be a fun one. Chase Daniel against Graham Harrell. Let's kick it off at 3:30 p.m. Eastern. For more on this game or any other, be sure to stay with CBSSports.com and watch everything else on the CBS Audience Network. For Spencer Tillman, I'm Jason Horowitz. Take care.